Greetings, deceivers and non-deceivers. This is Insane Orangutan. And I'm looking at Revelation 7. I'm slowly getting through Revelation. It's probably taken me over a year or 2 years even to get to Revelation 7 because I've been doing other videos. Revelation 7 has numerology in it, has astrology in it, and my understanding is there are 144,000 that will come out of this time. 144,000 in the entire earth that will be saved. There's a multitude after that is mentioned, and those are the people I think. This is what I think. Those are the people I think that are coming. It's coming out of the Great Tribulation, but these are the people that for all time are saved. So you could read this. Revelation 7, verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 messengers. 4 represents the earth. 4 messengers standing upon the 4 corners of the land, holding the 4 winds. It's really emphasizing this is the earth. And after these things I saw 4 messengers standing upon the 4 corners of the land. That's north, south, east, and west. You know, someone might say the earth doesn't have corners. But as far as the dispersion of people from around where Iraq is, around the world, there are 4 corners, because there's north, south, east, and west from that. And I'm in the United States, and I guess that would be, well, west from that, I guess. Holding the 4 winds of the land. This should say earth, I think. I think the word is geis in Greek. That the wind may not blow upon the land, nor upon the sea, nor upon any tree. So this is giving the time period when these things are. Upon the land, or upon the earth, that's one thing. It says, nor upon the sea. That's the age of Pisces, which we're exiting. And then it says, nor upon any tree. Trees are tall, and so that's what it means. And it means the age of Aquarius. So the sea represents, so because would not blow upon the land, you could just say would not blow upon the earth. That the wind may not blow upon the earth. But it says land here, but it probably should be earth. Or either way, that's the way it should be interpreted, the earth. And it says, upon the sea, nor upon any tree. What damage does the wind do to the sea? You know, do creatures die in the sea from the wind? And most people aren't on the sea, they're on the land. A vast majority. And then the tree, what does that represent? The sea represents Pisces, because Pisces is the astrological sign that rules seas, that rules the ocean. And it says, nor upon any tree. Aquarius has to do with things that are high. That's what it means by tree. It's talking about the transition between the age of Aquarius, or the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius. And it says, and I saw another angel going up from the rising of the sun. The opposite of Aquarius, the opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo, which is where we get the reign of Christ. Has to do with this age. The rising of the sun, that has to do with Leo. That's from God's perspective. God's perspective is the opposite sign of the age we're in. We're in Aquarius, opposite is Leo. The rising of the sun, the ruler of Leo, the sun rules Leo, having a seal of the living God. And he did cry with a great voice to the 4 messengers, to whom it was given to injure the land and the sea. Now, God will do bad things to the earth, but he's talking about putting a seal, just like there's a seal for those, there's the mark of the beast for those that are not of Christ. There's also a seal for those that are of Christ, that God will not hurt them. Now, God doesn't need this. I mean, theoretically, God doesn't need this, but it's to put a mark on. It's to mark those that are God's, and it's going through this. Even though God could do it without it, He's doing it with it. I don't know what the seal will look like. I don't know whether the seal will be visible. I imagine it will be visible. Do not injure the land, nor the sea, nor the trees, till we may seal the servants of God, saying, do not injure the land, nor the sea, nor the trees, till we may seal the servants of our God upon their foreheads. So the seal is on our foreheads, and I imagine, I'm pretty sure it will be visible. And I heard the number of those sealed, 144,000. This is a specific number. It's supposed to relate to the specific number of people who will be God's people. It's a symbolic number, 12 times 12 times 1,000. 1,000 meaning perfection, 12 meaning completion, and 12 times 12 meaning I don't know exactly actually, but maybe 12 working itself through 12. 12 has to do with completion because there are 12 signs of the zodiac. 144,000 were sealed out of all the tribes of the sons of Israel. Now, Israel here is not the people Israel. Paul said God's calling and election are irrevocable. So Israel is still supposed to be the people of God, but that doesn't mean they'll all be saved. But this is specifically talking about spiritual Israel, because it's obviously not talking about Israel, the country. It's not talking about the Jews. It's symbolically talking about the Christians, because God was done supposedly with working through the Jews. He's now working through the Christians. And then it says, and it has the 12 signs of the zodiac. Of the tribe of Judah, which represents Leo, 12,000 were sealed. And it goes on and says they're all 12,000. And then it says in Revelation 7:9, after these things I saw, and lo, a great multitude, which to number no one was able, out of all nations and tribes and peoples and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, arrayed in white robes, and palms in their hands. So I think these are all the people from all time standing before the throne. But Israel is brought to the fore again in God's mentioning it, because it has to do with what the Age of Aquarius represents. The Age of Aquarius represents a time of Egypt, because the same signs, the same fixed signs, which are Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, are coming into play again. So then the whole thing about Israel out of Egypt comes into play again. And the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, God calls back the past. And so that's what's going on in Revelation 7. There's more going on that I'm not reading, but that is pretty much it. God bless you.